Hey there, fellow crafters. It's Sandy McManus with needsaribbon.com, and I am coming to you live today on September 12th from my stamp studio in my home in Minnetonka. My website is needsaribbon.com. You can find lots of good information there. And if you're just joining me, I'm just getting started. No harm, no foul, no loss. It's a few minutes late today getting things set up because I've been busy making plans for the Stampin' Up! On Stage convention that's coming up in November, doing some research on things that need to be scheduled as part of that. Anyway, if you're just joining me today, this is Sandy McManus with needsaribbon.com, and it is Wednesday, September 12th, 2018, and I want to kind of scale back today and do some old-fashioned, just general stamping, simple goodness today. Honest to goodness, I'm not kidding when I say this. I have been showing a lot of techniques lately and all that, but you know what? What's wrong with some just, and a lot of new products and stuff like that, some good old-fashioned stamping. So that's what we're going to do today with the Daisy Delight stamp set, which is, I believe, on page 123 of the US catalog, annual catalog, and the coordinating punch. It is no longer a bundle. When it was first introduced, that was a year and a half ago or whatever, something like that. It was a bundle. Anytime they introduce new products, they always bundle them, and then when they make the next catalog, they unbundle them. So they're now two separate items, just to let you know. So if you want to follow along, page 123 has the Daisy Delight stamp set and the Daisy Punch. And that's what I'm going to play with today. And what I plan on doing is, I haven't prepped these cards, so we're going to just do some simple stamping live. My plan is to make a standard sized card, use one of our note cards and scale up the card back some more. There's a 3.5 by 5 note card. I think they're 3.5 by 5. 3.5 by 5, which is the smallest you can mail in the US. The envelope's obviously just slightly bigger. In the US, 3.5 by 5 is the bare minimum size that you can mail with a standard first class. Anything beyond that, you'll need to stick in something bigger. And then a 3 by 3 note card. So we're going to go big, smaller, small, I guess. Start out big and scale back and see what happens. So that's what I have planned for today. Nothing, just simple goodness. I'm not going to talk about any other new products, specials, or anything like that. At least I don't plan to. Just some simple stamping, because I think I need some simple stamping. So to get started, I am using white card base to the standard 4.25 by 5.5. I cut a layer on top of that. I forgot to grab scrap white. Foo-ee. Big time fooey. I have none within my reach. So hold on. A little screw up already. Hold on. So this is the advantage of doing this stuff live in my studio, is that I have stuff readily accessible, or at least for the most part. So I went and grabbed, sorry about the pause, I went and grabbed some white cardstock to punch out the daisy. So I've just got a layer on top, that's the one I'll be stamping on. No big shots. Again, just pure stamping. That's 4 by 5.25 if you're playing along or want to play along later. And there's our hostess code for the month. So I'm going to get started and stamp some bunch of daisies. I'm going to mount my stamp set. Again, I'm scaling things way back, going back to the roots of what is the great part of Stampin' Up. And I can't remember. Oh, phooey. Okay, this is a problem that I have. Okay, so I need to, so just a little tip right off the bat. You want to make sure that your stamp, my natural inclination is to mount the stamp this way, but you want to make sure that it goes up and down like the punch, so when you punch it out, it's easier. So we'll get that part mounted. I know I want to use this stem. Hopefully I grabbed the right size block. And I grabbed some ink pads. We're just gonna keep it simple. And hopefully the colors coordinate. I did not look at that ahead of time, so I want that. Oh, I did not grab enough blocks. Did I? No, I did not grab enough blocks. That's okay. This is simple stamping time. So this is two-step stamping. I'm trying to think if I really want the 2 steps. Well, you know what? That's okay. Again, as I just have the itch to just do some simple stamping. So I'm going to take this little grassy thing and mount it on our, that's the G block. G for golly G. And I'm going to take and this 2-stepper guy, that's kind of the base, and this is the top, and I'm just going to mount them on either side of my block. That'll work. And this thank you, which I think I'm going to want to use, we'll just, again, improvise. Since I'm making 3 cards, otherwise I'd normally peel it off and put the other one back on there, but we'll see how this all works. Again, so if you're just joining me, I'm just doing some super simple stamping today. That's getting back to our roots of what made Stampin' Up! Great. So I am going to stamp my daisy. I'm going to stamp a bunch of them in daisy, the Daisy Delight stamp in Daffodil Delight. So I want for my first, actually I know if I'm doing all 3 cards, I'm probably going to want to layer my daisy. So I will go ahead and stamp. So you've had 3 cards and I want 2 daisies each, so 6, I guess. We should be able to. So there's 3. Set that aside to dry. And actually, I probably should have just stamped them all in here. Would have fit a whole lot better. But 1, 2, 3. So give me a wave or something, or a thumbs up. We'll stamp an extra one just because I have the paper. And we'll set aside the daisy. We'll set aside our ink pad. And let's go ahead and start punching these out. Actually, no. I'm going to do the centers next. As long as I have the paper. Here are my 2 little center pieces. And hadn't quite decided on what I wanted to. I was having trouble deciding when I was pulling inks. Okay, so I think I'm going to do the base in that solid image in crushed curry. 1, 2. These could be ugly. Again, I just really wanted to do some simple stamping today. And then we'll do, since I need 3 centers, since I'm doing 3 cards, we'll do the bumpy textured piece right over it in Early Espresso. Oof, that's okay. Actually looks fairly realistic, just that ink pad's so juicy. Okay, we'll set that aside so I don't drag my fingers through it. If you're just joining me, I'm just doing some simple stamping today and using the Daisy Delight stamp set on page 123 of the U.S. Annual Catalog. This should be dry by now. Let's get those daisies cut out first. So I'm just, again, basics. You flip your stamp over to line up your image and punch.
It's already updated. I updated. It's current on.
And
Yeah, I updated it earlier this week.
Punch, because I want 2 per. Yeah, I've been busy getting ready for our Inking of You group's holiday catalog, new holiday product catalog open house, which is happening on the 22nd. That is a closed event. Well, kind of closed, kind of open. You would have either received a Facebook invite from me if you are eligible to attend, or an email invite. And hopefully you've received that stuff by now. Okay, they go over here. I'm pretty excited about that. I am doing the entire Toil and Trouble suite on pages 48 to 51 of the holiday catalog. Take a look at that. So you'll be seeing a lot of the Halloween stuff in the coming weeks as I prep for that on the 22nd. Also, so not wanting to line up as well. There we go. Close enough. So we'll set aside that. Let's get our little centers punched out, and I grabbed both my 3/4 and my 1/2 inch punch because I could not for the life of me remember what size that it actually punches out. Looks like it's the 1/2. So 1/2 inch punch will punch out that little daisy center. And I do kind of like the layering of the crushed curry and the early espresso after all is said and done. It really does look more, because if you've ever looked at the center of a daisy, they're kind of dark, and then sometimes you'll see a little of the yellow peeking through. So I'm kind of happy with that. And I'm going to go ahead and assemble my daisies right now, because I know all the daisies I want to look the same for the purpose of this simple stamping time. And I'm just using glue. I'm not doing dimensionals. Again, I'm just stripping everything back and just doing some basic stamping, really. That's all I want. I just feel it was time to kind of go back to what makes Stampin' Up! A great company, what makes the craft fun. None of these fancy techniques, none of these, just no fancy tools, just some paper, ink, a little bit of adhesive, and a punch or two. Just keeping it simple. That's right, I punched out an extra one. So, now I'm just assembling my daisies, which reminds me of a song, which if my husband's listening is going to roll his eyes. A song that I learned at Girl Scout camp. I believe the leader was Spider, who taught it to me. Was her camp name. I got a daisy on my toe. It is not real. It does not grow. It is just a tattoo of a flower. Looks pretty while I'm taking a shower. That's all I'm going to sing. Because he's probably already rolling his eyes over there. Am I right? He's not even listening. Even better. Okay, so I have my 3 daisies. My plan is to use garden green for the daisy stem. I have not planned these if you're just joining me. I'm just doing some simple stamping time because let's get back to our roots, people. All the shiny new toys are great. The Stamparatus is great. All that stuff is fantastic. but sometimes you just need to dial it down. So we'll go with right here for the stem. And I'm going to put that there. I'm going to set this one aside for a minute because I'm going to kind of do these all at once. So that's my standard card with the card base. Where's my note card? Here's my note card one, which is a 3.5 by 5. You can get them for a 20 pack. And it comes with the cards and the envelopes, so it's a fantastic deal. I can't remember the price, but they're like $5, $6, $7 for 20, basically 20 cards and envelopes. That's a really good price. And again, they are mailable. I think this one I'm going to put right in the middle. Okay. So that's the next one. And then I have my little 3x3 tiny little card, which is so cute. I think we'll give this one a little stem too. Just a little one. Not much is going to show. Just a little something. Okay, put my green ink aside. And again, if you're just joining me, Sandy's scaling back today and just doing some really simple stamping. Going back to the roots of what I fell in love with. Okay, so the next I have grabbed some soft suede ink, and yes, these are the old style ink pads. I have no plans to replace them anytime soon because they still work great. I've not had the foaming problems or any other things that people have said. So I have this kind of straw grass looking thing, and I just kind of decided not to do green. Let's take a look what it looks like and do suede. So let's go back to our first full-size card and just do a little. Almost doesn't need it, does it? Well, let's do some. As long as I got it out. Let's do 1, 2, and angle it 3. So it looks like it's coming out of the grass on this bad boy. Let's do actually, I think I'm going to skip it. So again, just also showing you, how to scale one big project into a smaller project. So, and greetings. I have this giant, see, I knew I'd get my hands all inky. Giant thank you, which I'm going to stamp. How does that scale? Yep, it'll fit. Probably won't fit in the 3x3. I think I'm going to stamp it in early espresso. So we'll get that open. Give me a wave if you're watching or something. Looks like I'm live. Feeling like I'm a little lonely right now, but that's okay because I know many of you are on a different schedule and will watch later. So let's get this inked up. I am getting thoroughly inky today. I'm going to stamp this just to test it. Yep, looks good. Wow. Super inky. I'm going to center it on here. So that looks very pretty, nice and crisp. And we're going to take and ink that up again. And I think we're going to go offset. Yeah, maybe coming out of the weeds a little bit. What do you guys think? We'll go, well, that's what we're going with because I only cut one piece of cardstock. And then this itty bitty baby one. Well, wow, the thank you will fit. Who knew? So we'll get that one lined up on here. And I'm not going to use many accessories on these cards. That was not my plan. The daisy may cover some of that up. But I think I'm done with my stamping now. At least as I see it. And I'm thoroughly, actually really enjoying this. Just simple stuff. So I think we can attach our flower. Let's take a look, people. So this is the card front here. Attach our flower. Can you see all that? Yep, good. So I think this one I'm just going to keep like that. I'm just going to glue that on. I'm not going to add any fun stuff or anything. Because again, you kind of big, smaller, smallest, small, bigger, biggest, however you want to look at that. Just a little bit of glue. We'll get that attached. And we do have those little 3x3 envelopes that will go with. And if you plan on making a lot of 12x12, here's my tip. 12x12 little note cards. Buy our 12x12 white paper. There's less waste. You can actually get I'm drawing a blank now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 out of a sheet, and with 0 waste. So 4 and 4, since they're 6x3 full, unfolded. So that's a great, great tip that I have. And I mean, you certainly can cut them out of the 8.5x11, but if you're doing a lot of them, like if you're making, let's say, a box for a bride or somebody, you need to make several dozen, that might be a more cost-effective way. Okay, so now we are back to these guys, and I did grab some ribbon. I grabbed our new polka dotted ribbon, which is gorgeous. I grabbed some 1/8 inch simple ribbon, and I grabbed the baker's twine. And I just don't think I'm going to add anything to that. I think I like the simplicity of that. Again, the whole point of this is some super simple stamping time. Let's see. Does this even, and see, now you can kind of hear my thought process too. That kind of gets lost on there. So I think we're not going to use that. I mean, the white kind of does anyway, but again, I was just trying to keep with I think I'm going to do, hopefully I grabbed a scissor. I'm going to do a simple bow on the main card, the big card. And I need a scissor. Let's trim that down. Oh, I grabbed the bad scissors. I wish someone would teach me or show me how to sharpen my scissors. Ooh, I could really use it. Okay, so that's gonna go, I think we'll do that. And I'm just gonna, keep it simple. Yeah, normally I'd use a glue dot, but there's no reason you can't use just glue too to hold on your elements. You just press and hold for a few seconds and it works. So we've got that one. Oh, I need to glue that one down too. Thank you myself for reminding me. Okay, where's my card base? Oh, my daisy's coming off because I didn't attach it yet. Wow. Forgot about that. Well, no harm, no foul. And consequently, my bow fell off. And that's okay too. Okay, did that one get attached? Nope. Good to know. It's kind of a crazy stamp hour, isn't it? Ooh, I do like this card though. Okay, this won't fall off now because it got bumped by. So just here we've got this one. Let's get this one put down before I forget about that one. I really do like these, just super simple. And I've got that. Do we need a ribbon there? I think maybe we need a ribbon there. because my name is Needs a Ribbon. It's just, you know what? We're going to go simpler. Just going to use some old-fashioned baker's twine. So I hope you follow along with me if you watch this later and consider going back to your roots of just some simple Stampin' Time. And I can't find the starter on this. Oh, that is funny. Look at that. Usually it jumps out there somewhere. Yep, there we go. You know what? Nope, I'm going back to this. Be consistent. So with this one, to simplify it, I'm just going to do a simple knot. Snip with my not very good scissors and snip. Wow. And let's get this glued down. I may have put got a little overzealous to the gluing there. I think I want this to go up. Nice happy up. Yeah, that one's down. So we'll just hold that for a minute. But here we go. So this is what super simple Stampin' Time can look like. We've got our standard card and envelope. We've got our note card size, the 3.5 by 5, and we've got the little mini 3 by 3. And that's it for some Live at 5 Let's Make Something on this September 12th, 2018, and just returning to our roots with some super simple stampin'. I thank you all for joining me. Be sure and like or share or subscribe or something so I know that you're enjoying these, and we will see you all later. Bye.